Welcome to Progress Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Athea, and I'm with my co-host, Franz. And we are a lifestyle podcast that talks about everything from health, investing, wealth, emotional development, anything you name it, to get yourself to grow and to be the best version of you. All right, let's get into today's episode. Franz,
What's up, Fia? How are you?
I'm good. Is anything on your mind today?
I got a lot on my mind. How you been, man? What's up? What's up? You don't sound excited today. What's going
I'm
on?
always excited.
Okay. I'm just checking to make sure
Okay.
everything is good. Yeah, but that's for me. I'm all right. Just been taking it easy.
Okay.
You know, working, doing all different type of stuff. You know how it is. We stay busy, but through the busy time, we gotta try to find time to, have a little fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lately I just because it's been a while since I went anywhere.
Yeah.
Since COVID, like I haven't really been doing much. To be honest with you, I can't remember the last time, like that I went out and had a nice dinner to actually sit in public.
Mm-hmm.
Those times I really miss. So
Yeah.
I can't wait for those moments to come back again when we can actually breathe
I know,
without
right?
a mask out there with that. But yeah, but one of the main thing that's been on my mind lately is the passing of DMX. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely been was a surprise to me from I think the week past when he went to the hospital. That's not the first time we hear X going through something. So, all of us were just hoping that he would pull through. But, unfortunately, he passed. And, that was a big, shocking to me.
Yeah.
So, because I was, always been a fan of X. His music is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely left a mark. So, I just want to send my condolences to his family and friends, and he will definitely be missed, and his legacy lived on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
man.
definitely a legend. Definitely a legend.
Yeah, big legend, man. So you know shout out to X and rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's get into this episode. Today's episode is all about self-help, self-awareness. So we're going to talk about investing in yourself, time, patience, consistency, and what that looks like. Okay.
Right.
You ready, Franz? You ready?
Always ready.
All right. So when you think about investing, right? Most of the times we always think like, okay, maybe we should invest in stock, invest in real estate. But the most important thing to me, at least, is investing in yourself, right?
Right.
How could you be the best person you could be if you're not even investing in yourself? You're
Mm-hmm.
giving all this time and energy into maybe someone else's dream, their goals, but you're not thinking about what you want to do and your aspirations.
Right.
So for me, when I think about investing in yourself, I think about, what are my goals? What is it that I'm trying to do?
Right.
So if, like, let's say I have a goal to, start my own business or anything like that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find out about a particular, whatever market it is, and I'm going to educate myself so that when I do launch or things like that, I am equipped with all the knowledge that I need. When I think about doctors, how do they invest in themselves? They have to go to school. That's their career, right? You
Right.
just say, I want to be a doctor, and then, that's it. But
Mm-hmm.
you invest in education, you put time into that, and you find out everything you need to do, to achieve that goal. But investing is not only just like goals. You have to invest in your health, your mental health, your self help. A lot of people they're afraid to go to the doctor, but like when you're making sure that you're in the best health you can be, it is investing in yourself. So
Right.
don't work yourself to the ground and then you look up one day and everything that you've been working for you can't even enjoy it because you haven't even been investing in your health, in your mental health, most importantly.
That's right.
So for me, my tips for investing in yourself is, again, if you have a goal where you need to be, work hard to educate yourself in that area. It could be even getting your finances together because that's important.
Mhm.
You can't be, you know, out here a whole adult and your finances aren't together. You got to invest, make sure that you're saving towards whatever goal that you have, that you're making sure that your credit is good. That's
Right.
also invested in yourself. You gotta you can't do anything if you don't have good credit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
You will miss out on a whole lot of things.
right.
Yeah.
So investing in yourself is basically just making yourself grow to be a better person, um, in whatever area that you want to be, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, and figuring out ways how to be better.
Right.
So some of the tips that I have for investing in yourself will be: one, learn a new trade; two, educate yourself, whether that's reading a book, attending seminars, workshops, whatever it is. And lastly, take care of your health. Take time off. Take time for self-care, whether that means you take 15 minutes of the day to meditate, or you go for a walk, or maybe us ladies getting a mani pedi. But those are just my top picks for self-care and self-investing. What about you, Franz?
All right. That's good. I definitely agree that investing in yourself is very important because if you're not investing in yourself, then what are you doing? Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you should always put yourself first. As selfish as it may sound, that's just the way it is. Because if you don't care for yourself, who else will? It begins with you. So I
Right.
would say, just like you said, never stop learning. Just be a student of life itself. Just take every day as a learning lesson. Just continue to learn and continue to invest in yourself by learning more, by learning from each other. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised how much you can learn from the next person. So because there's always room for improvement. There's always room to learn more. So like I said, always be a student of life. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job because your job is not where it ends. It ends with your work, and
Mm-hmm.
your work is your work is your purpose. Your job, people get it mixed up most of the time. Um, your job is not your work. Your work is what you was put in this earth to do. Which is what God is depending on you to do, basically to find your purpose. And your purpose is your work, is not your job, is a big difference. And trust me, we will definitely get back to those subjects, but you definitely have to figure those things out. And like Afia said, invest into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what
along,
that takes?
mm-hmm.
That takes time, right, Franz?
Yes, it definitely takes times, and and time is very important, and we should value time. We should definitely value time because at the end of the day, we can't change time. Time is not under our control, but however, we can manage it. What we do with our time is really up to us, and you should try to do the best that you can with it. You should always give yourself time to give thanks. Give thanks to the great Lord. For what He had provided you with. So that's number one. I would say one of the main things that you should definitely do. Take time to meditate, time to think, reflect on what you need to do in your life. Definitely preparation. Take time to prepare things. Don't try not to rush into everything, because when you do things out of rush, sometimes you tend to get poor results. And you should always try to give yourself time to prepare things, because you should, as this, the same way you value an occupation, like for example, the same way you value your job, your boss expect you to hold your jobs up to 100%. It's the same way you should, value yourself. You should put yourself in the same pedestal, even higher than than everything else. So I would say, definitely pay attention to that. Pay attention to the time that you are investing into things. Make sure that the things that you are investing your time in is important. That is just not wasting. It's just not wasting time, because time is very valuable. The minute that you're born, times begin, and that's where it's basically you against time. Every day that goes by, you basically trying to catch up with time, but you would that's something that you would never be able to fully catch up with. But as long as you still here breathing, you're alive, you're maintaining, you should trying to manage time the best way that you can. And I would also say that you have to be patient, because if you're not patient, you tend to miss out a lot. And life requires for you to be patient, because the majority of us are not patient,
Mm-hmm. I
and
know.
the reason why, and that's the reason why we miss out. When you're not patient, you tend to do things out of a rush. Like, let's say for example, let's say for example, you it's time for you to go to work, and you're supposed to be to work at 8 o'clock, and now you're running late. When you're running late, what happened? You start rushing, you're driving fast, you're taking shortcuts, and boom, something might happen. But when you give yourself time to get to work, and allow yourself to be patient on the road, and try not to, you know what I mean, be in a hurry, you know, by having that patience, allows you to be calm, and things don't just happen out of nowhere. But because sometimes when you're rushing, you don't have as much control of things as you should. All we don't fully have control of everything. But if you can manage your time, be patient, and give yourself time to travel, to do whatever it is that you have to do in life. When you do that, things you get better results. So I would say that is something that I try to practice each and every single day. Try to practice on me being more patient with myself, being more patient with others. Try to understand that everyone have a everyone have a personality, and you shouldn't expect everyone else to just react to you the way that you expected them to, because sometimes people just comes at you a certain way that is just not pleasant. But you have to collect yourself, be patient, and trying to find a way to resolve the situation the best way that you can, because most of the time when you have two people, that's like, I would say, at 100 or 1,000, right, Afia? Like,
Mm-hmm.
a level of just being angry. If both of you guys are in the same level, it's not gonna work out. You won't get much result out of that. So you would have one of you have to be calm, one of you have to be patient, to allow the other one to whatever's steam off, and then you can calmly have a conversation or whatever. But that's just people. So you definitely have to try to be patient with people. Try to be patient with each other. Be patient with life. in life will return the favor, I would say, because when you patient and you invest your time into certain things, you have to give it time to develop. You have to give it time to work. So don't always be in a hurry to get results, because a lot of things that, when it comes to like investment, when it comes to like opening a business, for example, most businesses take about 5 years for you to get get some type of income, for you to start seeing some real result, and that requires time and patience. So I would say when you are doing those things, you have to be patient. You have to be patient, because if you're not, you definitely will miss out. Maybe you probably would decided to move on or switch from something that you was investing that you invested money and time into, but just by you not being patient, you probably left a day, or who knows, a couple hours before, you know it was probably time for you to start seeing some type of success. And I would say, don't ever measure your success in somebody else's in the same basket. For example, let's say Afia is started a business. Let's put in that perspective. And me and Afia
And
started,
she did.
and she did. And me and Afia, for example, and me and Afia started the business at the same time. And tomorrow, like within a week, and Afia just started having tremendous success, large amount of success. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's going on over there? How come Afia's selling so much? She's making so much money. And then I'm looking at my business now, and I'm not making anything. And it's looking like a long road for me. But she's having extreme success. I'm like, wow, that's not fair. How come she's having success and I'm not? That would be the wrong things to ask God, or to just to put in the air. That would be some bad energy to put in the air, because first of all, I don't know how long Afia's been struggling. I don't know how many businesses Afia started before. I don't know how many times she failed and continued to try over and over and over and over again. So that's a big problem, because sometimes we judge each other. We be like, oh, why this person is having so much success and I'm not? But you don't know what that person's journey is, like, have been. You don't know what her journey was. You don't know when she started, you know, investing in herself, and doing all type of stuff to get to the level that she is now. So I would say that, don't prejudge. Try to understand, ask question first, and then, just worry about yourself. Focus on your dream. Focus on the things that you are investing in, the stuff that you have invested in, instead of like judging the person that's having success. So, you have to basically just just mind your own, and then just stay in phase one, and just try to continue to build your dream, and don't worry about what's going on in the other end, and basically focus on yourself. And I would say, oh, before I move on, Afia, is there you have any input within those two subjects? Because I flew
Well,
into it.
being that patience sounds like it's your strong suit. So what do you think that you do to stay patient? Because the Bible says faith is like a mustard seed, and I ain't never seen a mustard seed, so I ain't so patient. But
Well,
I'm learning. But I'm listening to you. You have any advice that you can give anyone, on how you stay focused, or any tips, or how you're growing to stay focused?
you do that by being consistent, because you have to be consistent in everything that you do. Because when you take your time to grow something, and then you through the course of it, you learn to be patient, to watch it grow.
Mm-hmm.
You The next step would be to be consistent as what you had invested your time into. Because if you're not consistent, if you just decided to open a business and you sold one T-shirt, and then tomorrow, the next day, all of a sudden you can't sell anymore, and you just be like, this thing is not working. Like but did you try hard enough? Were you consistent? Did you duplicate your effort? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because being consistent requires a duplication process, like where you have to do the same thing over and over and over and over again, like your job, like a job, like, the most of us have. You go to your job every single day, and most of the time we do the same task over and over and over and over and over again. And why do you do that? They require you to do that because they feel like by you basically doing your job, they will have success. Like the effort that you put in, the work that you put in, the duplication process of you doing the same thing over and over and over again is how they get the result. If it's customer service you're doing, if you a greeter, if you greeting people, if that's what they pay you to do, if you like standing in front of the store where you got to greet each and every single person that comes in the store, that's what you have to do, because that's what you was hired to do. That's part of what make the business grow. So that's a part of the duplication process. By you um, selling certain things, by you doing the report every morning, you trying to compare this year's sale to last year's sale, but then they'll set up a goal for you to do it. But one thing that it will definitely be a consistent thing where they will require for you to do it every single morning, every single day, no matter what. Like, so it's just something that you're going to continue to do each and every single day in order to get the result that they want. So you should imply that into your own life. So if you have took your time to start a business, or you plan on working on something that can improve your life, it requires consistency. It requires hard work. And just because you are consistent, don't just expecting to just start working promptly. Don't just expecting to just explode. You just have to put your head down and just keep it going, and just before you know it, you will start having success. But to six before you can have success, you have to be consistent. You have to practice consistency.
And that's hard. One of my favorite quotes is, "You're always one failure away from success."
Exactly.
And again, that's very hard
Yeah, it
because
is.
sometimes you're like, "Why am I doing everything wrong? Oh my God, it feels like something's going right." But again, like, in order to have a success story, you most times will have a failure story.
Yeah.
In order to be the greatest at succeeding,
Yep.
you gotta understand what failure looks like, so you won't have to look back.
Absolutely. I agree, because it's definitely not easy. It's not easy, but why should it be easy? Because um when things are challenging and you put in the work, and then the success come, it will be bittersweet, because anything that requires hard work, when you do achieve that goal, man, is nothing like it. It's
Mm-hmm.
bittersweet. It's bittersweet. So when you do work hard, believe it or not, just believe that, have faith that things will get better. It will get better.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it will get better. Just pray on it, and just put your head down and just keep going, man. Just don't never give up. Put in the time, have the patience, and stay consistent, and definitely invest in yourself. I'll say, invest in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if Jesus did it, we can do it too.
Absolutely, and that's the King of King.
He did.
Yes,
He
yes, yes, yes.
definitely had time for himself. He took his little 15s when he needed to.
Yeah.
He had,
Did he take a
he,
Did he take an extra 10 with the
he
15?
did. Like, sometimes he went in the mountain. He told Moses and everybody else, like, "Y'all stay down here. I'll be back."
Yeah, that's it. You need to.
He had patience, and he stayed consistent until he carried out his message, his
Yes,
ordainment.
Yep. So if the King of King, the Lord of Lord, follow this procedure, so should we, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it definitely makes sense. When they say if the concept makes sense, hey, dive in, take action. Don't think about it. Don't think too hard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If the
So
concept
how
makes
do you try to be so consistent within your own life?
for my own life, just by staying positive and
Mm-hmm.
just having faith and just learn to duplicate things. Try not to let things bother me. It's not always easy. So some days you wake up, you don't want to do what you think that you should be doing that will give you result, because it
Mm-hmm.
gets tiring sometimes, but you just have to
I had one of those days today.
remind yourself. So what I do to stay positive, to stay consistent, and just to stay just to remain a positive person is just by a list. I have several mentors. I'm very big on that. There's people that I listen to that help me through my day, because you're not always gonna be at your best. And those days, that's when you need a nice pet talk.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, one word alone can wake you up. Like sometimes, when I'm feeling down, I can just listen to a something. I can listen to read a book, or just read a quote. I'm very big on quote. Just by reading a quote alone, just put me in a much much better mood. So whenever you feeling down and you feel like you're not at your best, I would say just go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to, if you have a home library, whatever it is you have, whatever works for you. Just do it. Listen to something positive, something that would uplift you. Those things definitely work, especially when you're feeling down, you drain. The weight of life is just on your shoulder, just like weighing you down. So you need something. You need to talk. Maybe you need to have a conversation with maybe you need to have a conversation with God. Most of the time, that's what I do. He's always listening. You know, when no one else is paying you no mind, because a lot of people just mostly are with you when things are good for you, when things are going well for you. When you're going through the struggle, you don't have as big as an entourage as you should. But trust me, God is always your entourage. You will always be
Mm-hmm.
on your side. If you need assistance, you need somebody to talk to. Even if you don't need no friend. You know what I mean? If you have friends, great. You don't have friends, it is what it is. All you need is God. To be honest with you, you're never alone. If you need to have a conversation with somebody and you don't have somebody present, have a conversation with Him. Just talk. You don't need to be a master prayer. Just say things. Just speak to Him the way that makes sense to you, and He will respond. And then when you do pray on something, don't expect to get it right away, because a lot of the time
Mm-hmm.
people pray on something. Oh, it's been like 5 days.
And be specific.
Yeah, it's been like 5 days.
Yeah.
I didn't get I didn't get any result yet. It doesn't happen like that, because sometimes the reason why you didn't get that answer, you didn't get a result yet, is because maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you need to work on yourself more. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
just think about it that way. When you invest into something, you don't always get a return right away. It takes time. Like sometimes there's certain things that you just have to learn. You have to go through things to learn certain steps. You have to go through the journey. Everyone have a personal journey, and hey, some takes longer than others, but you just have to stay focused. And like I said, just have a conversation with God, and educate yourself. Feed your thoughts positive messages, which is, like I said, you can get those things from practically everywhere online. Use those things to your advantage. A lot of people said, oh, social media is negative and yada yada. Is what is what you do when you're in there. Me, I never use the social media platform as something negative. I don't use it for negativity. I use it for positivity. You know what I mean? It's stuff for
Mm-hmm.
everybody in there. If you're looking for negativity, you will find it. But if you're looking for things to help you grow in life, you will also find that too. So I would say, focus on that. Focus on that. Just focus on that. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Believe in yourself. And if you do those things, you imply those things. Trust me, you will slowly start seeing some changes, and things will get better for you. Right?
And stay encouraged.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
I think we reached towards the end of our podcast.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
man.
This one went by fast.
So like you say, people have any questions, have anything that you want to talk about, you can write to us, leave a message,
Yeah.
reach out to us.
Follow us on YouTube.
Yes, if you're someone that's in need help, you're concerned. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because none of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all we all need some type of help. So if you're someone that's going through something, make sure you get the proper assistance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. All right, guys, you reached the end of our episode. Another episode of Progress Mindset
Yeah.
podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed our message today, and we'll catch you guys on the next
All
one.
right. Stay blessed.